The Madlanga Commission of Inquiry will continue to hear testimony from Crime Intelligence Head Dumisani Khumalo. On his return to the Commission yesterday, he presented evidence linking suspended Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya to a criminal syndicate. Kumalo revealed that Sibiya used a subordinate to collect cash payoffs from criminal cartels and notorious underworld figures. He says Sergeant Ngcobo is the go-to man for Sibiya and criminals. Our very own Ziyanda Ngcobo sat through Kumalo's testimony and joins us now live from the capital. It is that testimony yesterday that was so pivotal as well, that gave a clear sense of understanding as to what may have been transpiring and the sort of words that are kind of ascertained towards Shadrack Sibiya and the actions that he may have had, and why there's fears that he may have links to criminal syndicates. Good morning.
Good morning, Arabile, and that's exactly what the picture that was painted by Dumisani Khumalo yesterday. You've spoken about Sergeant Ngcobo, a man who's believed to have been the money runner for Shadrack Sibiya, the Deputy Police Commissioner, and CCTV footage places Ngcobo at KT Malife's home just a few days before the 6th of December takedown operation. In fact, the date there is the 27th of November, a very short visit, Ngcobo using a police vehicle, mind you, to go to Malefe's home. He enters and a few minutes later emerges with KT Malefe carrying a white carrier bag. Now, it's unclear at this stage what the contents of that bag are, but of course, there's lots of speculation that that could have been another one of those money pickups or drop-offs by the Sergeant Ngcobo, who is within the crime detection unit that Shadrack Sibiya runs. Another alarming piece of evidence just before proceedings concluded yesterday is how it seems that someone posing as Shadrack Sibiya's bodyguard is actually a convicted hijacker. He has been he's been charged 34 times and found guilty of 18, and so brazen has this been, according to Kumalo, that this particular individual was accompanying Sibiya as recently as a few weeks ago when the suspended Deputy Police Commissioner appeared before the ad hoc committee.
The car is registered or owned by a gentleman named Scanik Stewart James. If we scroll, I'm not sure whether it will be back up a quick, let's scroll again, and then on the left.
To the left.
To the left or to the right?
This.
To the
This.
Yeah. So a quick profile of the owner of the car. As I've mentioned, Mr. James is having a total of 34 cases. He was found guilty on 18 of them, and 11 were withdrawn, and 5 he was found not guilty.
So the vehicle that Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo is referring to is a white Hilux and a BMW that they had taken a picture of at Sibiya's home when they conducted that now a famous search and seizure about a month ago at his house. Remember, Sibiya having that mini media briefing saying that he hopes that police don't come and arrest him at night. But nevertheless, it is this Hilux and BMW that assisted Kumalo and his team to be able to identify this particular individual known as Stuart James Shadrack, and who has, as you've already heard, already been convicted of 18 charges. Kumalo questioning how this carjacker, with all the convictions that he has, he's roaming free in South Africa as we speak, but also when would he have actually served his sentences? And then Kumalo leading evidence showing the commissioners a picture of this individual.
Is the purpose of this photograph to show that he is in the presence of General Sibiya and in Parliament?
That's correct, Commissioners.
All right, so there are lots of concerns because they were around this particular individual who poses as a bodyguard, someone who is not a member of the South African Police Service. So you have a deputy police commissioner having a bodyguard who is not part of the actual service. So what does that say about Sibiya's own trust about the South African Police Service, firstly? But secondly, he, according to process, Kumalo says a threat assessment, that TRA, that threat and risk assessment would have needed to have been done around Shadrack Sibiya. He says, Kumalo, that is, to his knowledge, this has not been done. So it's unclear under what auspices someone like this Stuart James would be following Sibiya around, posing as a bodyguard, so much so that even in Parliament, he got to be a part of proceedings. And this is a convicted carjacker, Arabile. So lots of questions around how this could have even happened, even from a criminal intelligence perspective, in terms of detecting and vetting individuals who get to be a part of such important proceedings. It's a scary thought, and we expect more testimony to be given by Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo at 9:30 this morning.
If ever we wondered why the ad hoc commission or the Madlanga Commission was so important, this is why. It details so much more that we perhaps didn't know. And we may not necessarily have conclusive evidence and conclusive proof, etc. right now, but it certainly highlights a few things that were of great concern within the police service. Ziyanda, Ngcobo, thank you so much for that breakdown. We'll cross to you a little bit later. And of course, Iman said to speak to Eldred de Klerk around 7:15.